Okay, let's skip ahead. Let's go to page 112 and look at the key, one of the key marketing messages. 112. This is sometimes called the business case analysis. Those of you who work for the government will recognize it as a lifetime ownership cost type of analysis, that sort of thing. So 40% of the offerings that are made in our country every day can have a ROI associated with them, and the national statistics are only 10% of those are actually made. Bottom of page 112, here's the types of ROI. An example of hard would be our back office, install our back office processing system. You can get by with 2 less account payable clerks. It'll pay for itself in 6 months. A soft ROI would be install our back office processing system. We'll free your people up to do more important stuff. Sounds good, but not quite as compelling as the first one, isn't it? And the what if ROIs are associated with risk, like what if you don't have insurance on the factory and that sort of thing. Which of these is most compelling to buyers? Hard ROI. Here's some examples on page 113 and some typical ROI metrics. Top of page 114 shows what surveys show that what C-level executives want, the 5 things they want. Number 1 is almost always the ROI. Top of page 115, when government contractors win business, in many cases it's because of the ROI. It's a great price because they've already developed it for another government agency, so they can provide a great ROI for the customer. And the bottom of page 115, this sell the sizzle, not the steak, has been around for 114 years. What's the sizzle? The ROI. The sizzle is the ROI. Top of page 116, when you're selling these complex technical solutions, before 9/11, that 9/11 dot-bomb crash era, it used to be that buyers would buy stuff like software if it showed an ROI in less than 2 years. Still 2 years? Now it's either 6 months or within a buying cycle. To give you an example, when I first left the Navy, before I got that job selling medical software, another guy and I were representing small software companies. And so we were almost like manufacturer's rep for software companies. So we go into Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, etc., representing small companies' software that did various things. We got a certain reputation, good reputation. And a CEO would call us up and say something like, we heard you're representing people's software around town. How about representing ours? The first question that Paul or I would ask was this: what's the ROI for the customers for your software? If the CEO would say something like this, what do you mean by ROI? How much longer was the conversation lasting? Not too much longer. But if the CEO would say, well, our single sign-on system, here's a one-page glossy from Bank of America. Case study, pays for itself in 6 months. Here's one from Wells Fargo, paid for itself in 7 months. Here's one for the country's biggest federal credit union, the Navy Federal Credit Union, paid for itself in 9 months. Are we interested now or not?
Yes.
We're real interested. Why? Because we can sell it. And so it actually forms, as you see here on the page, the second shortcut to the 12 contacts to make the sale. If you have the legitimate hard ROI, it almost always provides a shortcut to the sale. And in fact, another course we teach, sales negotiations, one of the key principles in sales negotiations is ROI trumps price objections, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you've got the ROI, who cares what the price is? It doesn't matter. So there's a lot of improvement that can be made in this area. In many cases, the reasons people don't do it are understandable. That is, you can't get the data from the customers. So they won't give you the data like they gave to Joan. But just recognize this is the second shortcut to the 12 contacts to make the sale. If you have the credible ROI, it almost always shortcuts the sale.